You are watching KAVU 25 News Now weekends at 5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman. The Victoria County Commissioner Court will hold its regular meeting on Monday, March 30th at 10 a.m. at 115 in Bridge Street, room 241. On the agenda, commissioners will discuss updates on the Victoria County Public Health Department, the Ryan White Service Delivery Grant, Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension Service approval, ongoing capital improvement projects, and more. The City of Victoria is hosting two public meetings to discuss a proposed venue tax on the May 3rd ballot. The plan would raise the hotel tax from 7% to 9% and add a 5% rental car tax, generating $11 million towards a $35 million renovation of the Victoria Community Center. The meeting will be at the Victoria Community Center on March 31st from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. and April 14th from 1 to 3 p.m. Residents are encouraged to attend and learn more before voting. Victoria County sheriffs are arrested a Victoria woman on several charges Saturday. 28-year-old Corey Ray Trevino is accused of 2 counts of theft, 3 counts of forgery, 1 count of fraud, and 1 count of possession of a controlled substance. A jury trial hearing is set for April 30th. Texas sees one of its heaviest rains this week, causing a state of emergency in several border counties. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting joined us with the details on a local woman dealing with the fallout of the rain. Trenton.
Thank you, Amaya. Lorinda Rangel from Goliad needs repairs in her home after rain caused a fan to fall from her ceiling. She says there was already a leak in the roof, allowing water in when it rains. Rangel says her mother and child nephew were spending the night when the child heard creaking in the roof. The ceiling gave out. Rangel says the fan swung from its cord before falling, missing the pair in bed. Rangel didn't want to be on camera, but per her Facebook post, she's getting support from out-of-town family and a neighbor. She's now got a tarp on her roof and rotted wood removed from the ceiling. This is after intense thunderstorms that caused lots of flooding in the valley near border counties Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron. Per CNN, at least 4 deaths were reported, as well as many rescues. CNN says the U.S. saw a record number of flash flood emergencies last year. Keep your eyes open in the near future as our Firstborn Storm Team gets you ready for hurricane season with their Storm Prep series. Amaya, back to you.
Thank you, Trenton. Now let's go to Trey Mining with the first look at our forecast. Trey, how will our week be looking?
Yes, we're dealing with humid conditions, very warm on the outside, cloudy skies, and temperature 80 degrees here in Victoria with the feel like temperature 84 degrees and a little wind in about 13 miles per hour, so giving a little bit of a breeze. Humidity 76%, and that's not leading to any precipitation around here. There is a thunderstorm watch up there from Waco and Dallas-Fort Worth area toward Texarkana. Thunderstorms there near College Station moving toward and have moved on through the East Texas Lakes area. Pretty quiet around here, but will it stay that way though? When's the next rain chance? There will be some rain chances. When will that be? We'll find out in the 7-day outlook a little bit later on. Amaya?
Thank you, Trey. People are marching through the streets of downtown Dallas today, calling for immigration reform. The mega march for bipartisan immigration reform is sponsored by League of United Latin American Citizens. Organizers say they expect to have thousands of participants join the protest before the march ends. And their goal is to, quote, change the debate on Trump's immigration policies. A large American flag was being carried by protesters as they made their way to Dallas City Hall, where a large rally is planned. Millions of people in the U.S. are under the risk for violent storms Sunday and Monday. The 2-day severe weather event could create tornadoes, hail, and thunderstorms.
Heavy rains triggering flash flooding in Rain, Louisiana, where 6 to 10 inches fell Saturday. And now many communities in the Pelican State could be bracing for more rain. Next round of violent storms could impact roughly 170 million people Sunday from eastern Texas up to Michigan. The system could unleash severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes.
As we get closer to the evening, that line really begins to form, and that's where the strongest storms are expected to be.
Parts of southern Texas are still dealing with flooding from days of heavy rain, like in Rio Grande, where people were wading in knee-high deep water Saturday.
We're just getting like a bucket of water poured on us, and it's just it's too much for the drainage system.
In Alamo, Texas, they've opened up shelters to help people whose homes were impacted by the floods.
Obviously, this is very strenuous time for the public and the families.
This has been a particularly violent year for weather. Approximately 300 tornadoes have been reported since January. That's nearly double the 164 reported by this time last year. And many of the areas that are under the greatest risk for severe weather Sunday and Monday are areas that have already been ravaged by storms this month. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
A fifth grader in South Central Texas is showing his appreciation for veterans buried in community cemeteries. 11-year-old Nicholas Pinkerton from Spring Branch discovered that community cemeteries, which hold nearly 80% of the country's veterans, don't receive the same care as national cemeteries. Managed by nonprofits relying on donations, these cemeteries often need help. Nicholas, with his father's support, has visited 8 cemeteries, cleaning them and placing bronze medallions on veterans' graves, marking their military service. The community in Tavares, Florida gathered Saturday to honor a 10-year-old gone too soon. The child died after weeks of fighting for his life in the hospital following alleged abuse by his mother and her boyfriend. As Tony Atkins reports, many of the supporters and they had to come out and stand with his grieving family.
Embrace my fears.
A community forged by resilience. Saturday, roughly 500 people gathered at Wooten Park to surround Xavier Williams' family with love.
Why did you come out tonight?
Because I'm a mother and I just felt like I needed to be here.
It touches everybody's heart. You know, a 10-year-old child lost his life through abuse in the home, and, you know, that's just one that we know about.
From therapy dogs to motorcycle clubs, people of all backgrounds came together wearing Xavier's favorite color, blue. They lit candles, standing around a seated family in front as a show of support. The family grateful.
Thank you for being here and standing together with us in this time of need.
Xavier's aunt Camille Williams says she felt the love before Saturday night's gathering, but to see hundreds of people standing shoulder to shoulder felt good.
They made us feel like it wasn't just a case. You know what I mean? It felt like it was very personal.
And seeing men, women, kids, and even pets rebuke abuse as a community helps this family lift some of the burden of pain that they're forced to carry.
Officials with the Brooklyn Park, Minnesota Fire Department and the National Transportation Safety Board held a press conference today to discuss yesterday's plane crash in the city. The plane came down on top of a home which was destroyed in the accident. One person was believed to be on board the plane at the time of the crash, and one resident who was inside the home at the time escaped with no injuries.
There was one resident in the home at the time who was able to self-escape, and no injuries were sustained.
Community Colleges in 2023 celebrates a long-awaited investment from the Texas legislature, positioning Texas to lead the country in connecting young people to the workforce. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com. For more on today's news story, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. Tariffs set to take effect this week and what that could mean for places here.
Take a look at the review for today. 82 degrees was the daytime high in Victoria. Low 72 degrees, above normal for our average high and low. Look at this right here for the month, doing very well, over an inch above normal, and only 1/100th of an inch above normal so far for the year. By this time tomorrow it'll be going down, but will the rain chances come back up to raise these levels? Well, we'll see coming up in your full forecast.
Some alumni of Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs protest at the institution yesterday. Graduate students tore up their diplomas in protest after Mahmoud Khalil, a Palestinian activist and green card holder, was arrested by ICE agents on March 8th. The Trump administration seeks his deportation over his involvement in pro-Palestinian protests. Protesters accuse the university of failing to respond and say they have lost faith in the institution.
Columbia is destroying lives. Columbia has drawn me to do this. It's not like I want to do this, but how can you be proud? How can you be proud in an institution that's complicit in genocide, in suppression, in occupation?
Columbia University did not immediately respond to a request for comments about Saturday protests. Now to the Trump administration tariffs set to go into effect this week and what they could mean for prices here.
Overnight, President Trump standing firm on his sweeping tariffs planned to begin in just days, including on cars and auto parts made outside the U.S., repeatedly saying he couldn't care less if automakers raise prices as a result, arguing people are going to start buying American-made cars. It all begins April 2nd, labeled by the president as Liberation Day, when he's expected to announce a laundry list of reciprocal tariffs targeting countries the White House says have an imbalanced trade relationship with the U.S. Those tariffs now expected in addition to others planned to snap in place at 12:01 a.m. on April 3rd, including long-threatened 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, the nation's two largest trading partners, and those additional 25% automotive tariffs. The president arguing the moves will boost prosperity and grow American manufacturing. But most economists warning U.S. consumers should brace for higher prices on everything from electronics to furniture to fresh fruits and vegetables. The stock market plunging Friday amid the concerns.
We should all prepare for higher tariffs and what it means for higher prices for the things that we buy, for lower stock prices, and for fewer jobs, because the rest of the world is going to respond.
The president telling ABC's Rachel Scott Americans shouldn't worry.
Mr. President, should Americans buy cars now if they want to avoid higher prices?
No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have a country that's going to boom.
Trump and Canada's new Prime Minister Mark Carney speaking last week, but not reaching a deal. But that decades-long partnership now rocky as a possible trade war looms.
The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations.
Workers in Minnesota are protesting a new back-to-office order, with hundreds of state employees rallying outside Governor Tim Walz's mansion. The order requires them to work in the office 50% of the time, a move the governor says will boost collaboration and support local businesses. However, employees are concerned about productivity, childcare, and transportation issues. The Minnesota Association of Professional Employees also says the governor did not consult with them before issuing the order. Federal funding cuts have disrupted local food systems in Wisconsin as the USDA ended two pandemic-era initiatives that helped supply fresh food to food banks. Farmers who had prepared for the program's continuation now face financial instability. Trade organizations warn this could impact undeserved communities' access to fresh foods. Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin are urging the Trump administration to restore funding. Genetic testing firm 23andMe announced last week that it has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to facilitate a sale. Now, many of its 15 million customers are wondering what will happen to their genetic data. While it's unclear what's next for 23andMe, experts says there's a big incentive for corporations to access genetic data, which can reveal health risks and even food preferences. This data holds potential for medical research and advertising, though 23andMe promised to comply with privacy laws. Privacy advocates and two states' attorneys generals are urging users to delete their data. And it leads us to our viewer poll for today. Are these federal cuts a step in right directions or a cause for concern? Necessary, the government needs to reduce spending, harmful. These cuts will negatively impact important programs. And at 54% so far is harmful. These cuts will negatively impact important programs. You still have time to participate in our viewer poll. Visit our website at crossroadstoday.com, and we will have the latest here at 10. Experience our digital streaming service Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Pretty quiet day across the crossroads throughout your day Sunday. A few small rain showers there in Gonzales County and parts of our western parts of the crossroads area. Pretty quiet overall. Very humid on the outside. When's the next rain chance? We'll take a look coming up next after the break. Good evening, everyone. Trade Mining here, and a warm day it is today and will be for the next several days. The average high this time of year is about 76, 77, 78 degrees, right in there. But our forecast highs throughout the week in the 80s to near 90 or topping 90 by midweek. So definitely running the air conditioners around here. Tomorrow morning could see some fog around the region. Looks like it'll be maybe pretty widespread. By 7 o'clock, we're still pretty good, 12-mile visibility throughout the entire region. We'll see the visibility begin to drop as we head toward the early morning hours for your Monday. Probably less than 3/4 of a mile to less than half a mile or so coming up by your Monday morning. But it looks like it's being suppressed to the south. What's happening there? There's a front that's moving on through, pushing all the fog to the south and giving us a little bit of drying air behind the frontal zone by your Monday morning and into the afternoon. So the fog will be pretty much widespread through the morning hours, ending about 7, 8 a.m. or so, pushing offshore. Temperatures as well will be currently near 80 degrees. I just showed you a little bit ago, and then dropping not too much more than it is right now in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. And maybe just a few degrees cooler, maybe for your day tomorrow, where the temperature is well into the 80s for the daytime high, just shy of 90 degrees. And this will keep the temperatures pretty much in check coming up. 60s for your overnight hours for your Monday into your Tuesday. Once again, another warm day again for your day Tuesday into Wednesday or so. And frontal zone is moving its way through, mainly concentrated well to our north, and maybe a rain shower somewhere in our crossroads region this evening, but pretty much we're keeping it on the dry side. Severe weather threat remains to the north, and then pretty dry overall, pretty quiet for your Tuesday into your day on Wednesday. Here comes another frontal boundary here, right here, this is what this represents here, and giving us a better rain chance coming up by Thursday, Friday, maybe even into Saturday. A little bit slower moving system then, and then more instability in the atmosphere at that time as well. Finally getting some good rain chances coming up for your day for Saturday or so. And on Sunday should be moving to the east, giving us some clearing conditions by then. So another shot at rain. Have to wait a little while till it gets here toward the end of the week. On Lavaca, cloudy skies. With cloudy skies the majority of the day tomorrow and Monday. High temperatures in the 80s, bit of a breeze off the bay. And Victoria, cloudy skies and foggy conditions in the morning time. Same thing for Lavaca and Cuero, and lasting through the 12 noon hour. And then we'll see some sun by the afternoon. High temperatures well into the 80s again, near 90 degrees, especially in the inland areas. Foggy conditions early morning hours for your Cuero area, so be careful driving out there. Low headlight beams, please, to take it slow. That'll be lasting through about noon or so in the afternoon. The clouds that'll be, with sunny skies by the afternoon time as well. Keeping it on the dry side. Take a look at this. Above normal temperatures with highs approaching 90 degrees. Midweek, fairly decent rain chances, not anything too big. No soakers expected, but it will take anything rain-wise, but we'll get some by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with high temperatures in the 80s, lows in 60s and 70s throughout the forecast period. Make it a great week and stay cool out there best you can, because it's definitely going to be on the hot side. Take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see right there. They'll take you to a webpage. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient to have on your phone, be connected with us, and everything that's going on here in the Crossroads. Got Ray Robinson over there with some sports for us.
Thank you, Trey. The UHV Jaguars close out their series against Hudson Tillotson and bring out the brooms. Coming up in sports, we hear a word from one of the star pitchers. UHV Jaguars continue their win streak this weekend after sweeping Hudson Tillotson in dramatic fashion. That's right, a 4-3 walk-off victory. Talk about ending that series with an exclamation point. The Sunday matinee didn't disappoint at Riverside, both teams having stellar defensive outings today. The Jags took over the game with 2 runs in the 4th inning. Coming up at 10, we'll hear from Jackson Purcell following the big walk-off. But one of those guys responsible for the great defense was Julian Garcia. He had 6 strikeouts today, which led the game. Hudson Tillotson only had 4 strikeouts out of their 2 pitchers that played. And out of 103 pitches, Garcia had 72 strikes, helping anchor the Jags defense. Here's a word from Julian.
Great. It's always great to get a W, and it was also seeing Purcell walk it off, and yeah, capped a great weekend. It's a lot easier to pitch when you know you got guys behind you. They're gonna make every play, and I have all the confidence in the world of those guys, so I could just go up there, play my game, know they're gonna play defense behind me. Just keep it rolling, take it one game at a time, and you know, this is a great group. We're far from done, and you know, hopefully we can keep it rolling, keep things going like this.
All right, and this weekend, Victoria West High School also announced their Warrior Day. This day will include various sporting events. I'm talking track and field, basketball tournament, 5-on-5, a cheer clinic, plus many more. This was all created to bring a sense of community within elementary and middle schools. If you want to be a part of this day, you are allowed to sponsor. And let's take you down to Ganado and send a big congratulations to the girls track and field team. 2 of their relay teams in the 4x1 and the 100 relay dash team are district champs. And in the 4x1, they finished 3rd, and they're on their way to the area finals. Annalise Thedford is a district champ in the 100-meter hurdles. Zoe Ybarra finished 2nd and is on her way to area. Lancey Holt is going in high jump. Isabel Tristan is advancing in shot put. Big congratulations to the Ganado maidens. Crossroads, the Houston Cougars are still making waves in March Madness, taking on Tennessee in the Elite 8. And one of the things for sure about Houston is they know how to execute in crunch time. Plays like this from Joseph Tugler helps on the putback, and he kept his presence felt on the inside. LJ Cryer was the leading scorer in today's game with 17 points in another close game that sees the Cougars win, securing their trip to San Antonio against Duke in the Final Four. The final score, 69-50. But let's talk about pro hoops and staying in the city of Houston as the Rockets prepare to face the Phoenix Suns. The Rockets maintain the #2 seed in the Western Conference and secure a place in the playoffs, but it's still a close one as Denver is just a game below them. The Suns are on the outside looking in, and a win against the Rockets will put them in the play-in tournament. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. Tari Eason, Bradley Beal are ruled out for this game. But that does it for your sports. Amaya?
Thank you, Ray. Now check your pockets. $526 million Powerball jackpot winner might be you. Coming up. Grab your cell phones and scan this QR code. This is our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere. Get breaking news, alerts, and vote in our viral polls. Submit news tips and photos, and you will know all about our ongoing contests. You may want to check your pockets if you live in Southern California. One lucky winner just won the Powerball jackpot, $526.5 million. If you are checking your ticket, the winner number were 7, 11, 21, 53, and 61, and the Powerball of 2. California lottery official says the winning tickets were sold at a 7-Eleven in a gas station. That store would never receive $1 million bonus. As far as the lucky winner goes, they can either get 29 annual payments or choose a lump sum of almost $244 million. Woo!
You know, I think I was in Anaheim, California a few days ago.
You know,
so
it might be you.
Yeah,
you need to go check your pockets and let me know if you win, so we can split it, right?
All right, I got you.
So how would the weather be looking like
Let's say,
for this week?
well, pretty much on the warm, sunny side for the most part. The clouds intermixed from time to time. Rain chances toward the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highs below normal in the 80s to near 90. Lows near 70 degrees, so sweating it out and keeping it sunny for the most of the week.
Sweating it out is funny.
It out.
Well, you're going to be sweating out that 9 degrees. But thank you for just. We'll hope you be with us for tonight. 25 News Now at 10. See you.